When we are really rooted in our purpose, everything that we do, I believe, to me, personal and professional is not separate. To me, how I show up in the world is how I'm embodied, is how I live. I show up from this very embodied, heart safe place for my clients. And I do everything in my being to craft a life where I show up from that same space for my husband, for my child, for my family, for my friends even. I never used to be so aligned. And now I'm like, to me, alignment means that I am living as my highest self as much as I can in every moment of the day that I can remember, and when I don't remember, my job is just to connect back and remind myself of the spirit within me, not, oh, I'm showing up differently at work because that's the hat I wear, or I'm showing up differently because that's where I'm showing up professionally. To me, living in alignment means living in your purpose. And for me, it is my mission in this world is to help people feel liberated and for them to tap into that self-love, because it took me so many years of work to be in that place for me where it's like alignment means love. And if I'm not tapped into that, what does that mean for me? What does love mean for me? And how am I showing up in?
Namaste, beautiful souls. I'm Shilpa, and you're tuned into the Omni Mindfulness podcast, a sanctuary for spiritual entrepreneurs. As a holistic mindfulness coach and social marketing strategist, I'm here to guide you on a transformative journey. On this show, we explore captivating stories and provide practical tools that deepen your connection with your authentic self. Through the personal and professional narratives of remarkable individuals, we expand our consciousness and ignite the spark of possibility. Each season, I curate content that empowers you to create a holistic lifestyle encompassing spirituality, mindfulness, energy awareness, and mindset. Join me as we engage in conversations with experts in their respective fields and share solo casts from yours truly, all aimed at supporting you and relaxing, revitalizing, resetting your body, mind, and spirit. I'm your host and the visionary behind Omni Mindfulness. So what if just one story had the power to shift the trajectory of your life? What if you could become an instrument in helping others realize their true selves? And what if your soul's higher purpose lies in experiencing the joy of Omni Mindfulness? Remember, it's never too late to rewrite your story. And as we continue the season of spirituality, we wrap up February with my newest podcast episode, Heart-Centered Solopreneurship, Crafting Authentic Alignment, featuring the incredible returning guest, Gunjani Patel. Gunjani is the founder and CEO of Conscious Living. Gunjani is a transformation and holistic anxiety coach. She empowers high-achieving women leaders to navigate change and ease with confidence while designing lives they love. So let's dive into her wisdom as she shares her approach to helping female solopreneurs remain authentically aligned for a heart-centered, embodied life. Tune in for insights on living from a heart-centered space in both personal life and business. And now, without further ado, Gunjani Patel. Welcome back, Gunjani.
I am so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me again. I love being on Omni Mindfulness. It's one of my favorite things to do. So happy to be
here. One of my favorite guests. Well, it's the beginning of 2024, and I think a lot of people are often doing what you and I often want to do, is making sure we are calibrated, grounded, and ready to be, I would say, situated for the best success for our life.
100%. I feel so excited about this year. You want to know what my word? Normally people pick word because I'm very intentional in terms of how I live. My brand is called Consciously Living. healing, creating, and awakening. I truly believe in living life intentionally. And my word for this year, so my intention, because I really think that when we set an intention, our brain seeks evidence of that in our external environment. So my words for this year, last year was surrender. And oh my goodness, how much surrender I had to do. Surrender of my controller and all the things. So this year, my words are fun and love. So this podcast seems to be in perfect alignment with all of that. So I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy you're here also. And I've learned so much from you when you spoke of consciously living or being with intention. That is also something that's been true to me, and something that I really recognize more and more, which is kind of really in perfect alignment with our topic for
Yeah.
the beginning of this year. So it's the season of spirituality, and we're delving into what I call crafting your life. And which is, and now that I think of it, I'm like, crafting your life is really consciously living your life.
100%. And that's why, like, the second word of my brand is consciously creating, because I truly believe that we create our life the way we want to. In your context, in this context, it would be crafting your life, but we create our world with our thoughts, with our beliefs, with our emotions, with our vibration, and I truly think that we all have the capability of crafting our life. I am like the genius of post-traumatic growth because I've been through so much PTSD in my life, and I really believe that I've come out on the other side thriving. And I don't believe that our medical diagnosis or our conditions have to define us. We truly can craft our life the way we want to, as we want to, and how we want to. And that's the beauty of living the life in that context.
And what's really wonderful, the way you express that, is something you've told me in the past, is that talk therapy alone does not work. You and I both believe that techniques such as breath work and meditation allow you to take control and own your own healing.
100%. The reason I believe that talk therapy alone doesn't work is because it's like, we call it, in the neuroscience perspective, we call it a top-down approach. So it's like, top is your prefrontal cortex, which is your thinking mind and your conscious mind, right? With the logical, analytical language part of our mind. And then there's our emotional mind, which is our right brain. And I think it is 95% of our subconscious. So we come from that place. And it's like, I truly believe that every thought we think is a neural connection. Every feeling we feel is a neural connection. And that's why trauma connections, and again, trauma from a small t perspective. So, I don't want to get into the depth of all of that, but we live our life from our subconscious mind and unconsciously a lot of times. And as a result, we keep repeating the same things over and over. So I serve a lot of entrepreneurs, that anxious entrepreneurs with high achieving entrepreneurs with high anxiety and high functioning anxiety and stress. And I truly believe that we fear success. We fear, there's this whole perfectionism lacing going on. There's people pleasing, the imbalance of work life, the, excessive workload that we put on ourselves. So all of that, I really think over time catches up with us. And if we are not aware and living life consciously, then we keep snagging towards the same things and doing the same things over and over, expecting different results. So I am very big on these subconscious modalities that are safe, that are gentle, that are, that doesn't entail. The reason why talk therapy is hard is because it doesn't get us in touch with our emotions and our nervous system. And a big part of nervous system regulation is our emotions, is our feelings that makes us human, that helps us connect with other humans. So I think it's really important that we are tapped into that, we're aligned with that. And meditation and breath work really help us go deeper than just mindset and really rewire some of these things.
The mindset part itself, often you and I have talked about, the meditation and other techniques allow you to rewire, which is wonderful. However, in a society where we're so go and so locked up in our mind, we do sometimes forget our connection to our heart space.
100%. And like I am a trauma informed somatic breathwork facilitator. And I truly believe that, like, I have suffered from high functioning anxiety most of my life, right? And I say high functioning anxiety is not really a diagnosis per se, but it is a form of anxiety, and it causes a lot of tumultuousness. Even though we are high functioning, we are high achieving, it affects our well-being, I believe. And if it starts affecting our well-being, then it is something to be looked at. And when we experience those things, we get disconnected. We are in this nervous system flight mode, which means that we have left our body and we're in our head, and we intellectualize everything, and we overthink and constantly worry and do all those things. And as a result, we get disconnected from our heart space. We get disconnected from our body. We get disconnected from our spirit, which I believe, resides in our heart space and all around us. And we get disconnected to the source and our inner intelligence that is so present within us. If we tapped into it, we wouldn't have to hustle and force and work so hard. We would just be led intuitively and from this creative flow space, as opposed to just the headspace, which is so much harder. I'm very big on work smart, not hard. And when we're tapped into our heart space and our feelings and our emotions, we can use that power to show up better, to show up from a place of harmony and peace and love, as opposed to just working, doing. And I just did a reel on that yesterday, where it's like we find ourselves in this fight or flight mode, and as a result, it's so hard to just calm down, to stay still, to just be, to not be on the go. And that is, we have trained in the modern American culture, in the Western world, we have trained ourselves to be always in that sympathetic go, 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 go mode. And as a result, we're disconnected from our heart.
And something you mentioned kind of triggered an idea. Before we hit record, I described the framework that I'm applying to coach my clients. And I started with this concept of unveil, really unveiling. And once you've unveiled, which is really feels like you've aligned with what is your why? Why are you doing it? Then you can lead yourself with integrity. You are now crafting your life the way you intend to. And this goes back to, it's not just about your personal life, but professional. If you're aligned, then both will start to come in harmony, I would believe.
And I think to me, alignment means that you're the person. It's like, I heard on one of the episodes from one of my friends, or one of my mentors, her name is Samantha, and one of the things that they mentioned on the podcast was, our vision pulls us. We come from the vision. We don't go to the vision. When we have a mission that is so powerful, when we are really rooted in our purpose, everything that we do, I believe, to me, personal and professional is not separate. To me, how I show up in the world is how I'm embodied, is how I live. I show up from this very embodied, heart safe place for my clients, and I do everything in my being to craft a life where I show up from that same space for my husband, for my child, for my family, for my friends. Even I never used to be so aligned, and now I'm like, to me, alignment means that I am living as my highest self as much as I can in every moment of the day that I can remember, and when I don't remember, my job is just to connect back and remind myself of the spirit within me. Not, oh, I'm showing up differently at work because that's the hat I wear, or I'm showing up differently because that's where I'm showing up professionally. To me, living in alignment means living in your purpose. And for me, it is my mission in this world is to help people feel liberated and for them to tap into that self-love, because it took me so many years of work to be in that place for me, where it's like alignment means love. And if I'm not tapped into that, what does that mean for me? What does love mean for me? And how am I showing up in all areas of my life?
And would you agree that once you've been able to tap into that level of understanding, almost on a deeper intuitive level, that even your work will almost
hopefully emulate that.
100%. Absolutely. I actually worked with a client right before this. I hopped on here and he's like, "You really seem like you love what you do." And I'm like, 100%. I have spent so many years of my life healing and then helped thousands of couples and people through that process. And for them to get not just to heal, but to get to that next level of their true potential that I truly enjoy and it lights me up, where within just 1 hour working with me, I don't want them to just be like, oh, I learned something. I want them to experience the transformation of who they showed up when they walked in their door to who they left is a very, like, they can't recognize themselves. Because I truly believe that I've been fortunate to have mentors who have done that for me. So I'm like, of course, when I show up to work, it's not work for me. It's something that I fully feel so passionate and alive about that it just feels really good. I don't feel like my work is work. I just love what I do, and it's a big part of who I am.
And that is why I feel that when we talk about work-life balance or
Yeah.
harmony, that is a reflection of harmony. And
Yeah.
it is possible to get there, which just gives me hope because I'm work in progress. I'm continually growing, as you
Yeah.
know. And here's the interesting thing, though, what you and I have talked about is this notion of crafting your life or you crafting your professional life to get to the point where you believe you've you've witnessed yourself transform.
100%.
It can happen faster than you think.
Absolutely. I think people tend to have this misconception that healing or creating your life is such a hard process. And I think that's a self-limiting belief in the story that we tell ourselves or we find ourselves in.
Hey there, sweet souls. If you're finding value in this episode, I'd be so honored if you could take a moment to share it with that one person you know it would truly serve. And here's some exciting news. My podcast, Omni Mindfulness, was recently ranked in the top 10% globally by Listen Score. It's all thanks to your amazing support and listenership. So let's spread the love and wisdom together. Thank you for being a part of my mindfulness community. Sending you lots of love and light. This is Shilpa.
To me, yes, things can be hard, but I don't think anything that is triggering or hard is a bad thing. As much as I believe in work smart and not hard, the hard is like it's very subjective, right? So to me, it's like healing process can be very gentle, healing process can be very safe, healing process can be very guided. When I used to do things on my own and not seek help, which was a trauma response, I thought it was hard because I was doing it on my own. Now I get stuck in a muck, but I also find myself in communities of women and people that help me through that. So I don't have to stay stuck in that place forever. And if I do, it's like I'm the one who is in my own way. And that is hard. So to me, my relationship with pain has changed over time because I truly believe that pain is not a bad thing. It's inevitable in this human experience. I think getting stuck in that pain and suffering in it and being emotionally addicted to that pain because we don't know what to do with it is the choice we make. So if I'm causing myself to be in that hard place, that is absolutely a self-responsibility that I take and know that, you know what is coming up for me? What is being triggered? What are some inner child part work that I have to do in order to be in this place of harmony, to be in this place of, I can seek help for it and it can be better. I can transcend through this and learn and become the most wisest version of myself, as opposed to I'm stuck in this and I'm going to be here forever.
And the gifts you have to give others, I feel like is timely and needed because I know many people, myself included, in different points in my life where you really didn't know that there were tools and techniques, and you didn't know that they're like, I used to think, oh, there's a label on me that there's something wrong with me.
No.
And like, everybody else is walking around with I know, equanimity and
Yeah.
balance, but I'm the one that's having turmoil.
Mm-hmm. And I've spent a lot of my years in that space. Like for me, because I do a lot of IFS parts work, it's like I was very much identified with the victim part of me, where it's like everything is happening to me, everything is happening in my life. I truly don't believe that people are broken. I really believe that we all have the capability of tapping into our highest power and love within us, and that in like just that unconditional level of compassion for ourselves. But I also am very big on emotional regulation and emotional intelligence. If we don't release the emotions that are not serving us, if we are not learning, like all this research on emotions says emotions are not good, bad, right, wrong. They are just messengers and data telling us that something we care about is being affected. So it's like when we're happy because this is happening, we're sad because this is happening, we're guilty because we're not living in integrity, we're angry because somebody is, affected our boundaries. So emotions are here to teach us. They're messengers felt in our body as sensations. If we don't learn from them, then we keep recycling and the volume on the pain when it comes to emotions turn up. So I really think that if we learn how to work through our emotions and somatically, because emotions are held in our body, then there's so much wisdom there. There's so much learning there. There's so much safety there. It's like one of the biggest things we crave is safety. We crave love in our body. And if we don't know what that feels like, then we're always living in that state of overwhelm and doing, or numb and not feeling. So if we want to feel the happy and alive, we have to feel and be okay with the pain.
Yes. Yes. Now, for those who feel like, do I have hope, or what tools can I have to heal? And now it's a season of love. It's
Yes.
February. So what could one do, whether they were, have there some heartache
Yeah.
because of personal reason
Yeah.
or love reason,
Yeah.
or perhaps your love for your business, which you and I probably do love our
Yeah.
business.
Yeah. Yeah.
How can we heal the heart more proactively?
Do you want me to show you a technique, or do
Oh yeah,
you?
yeah.
Okay. So one of the things that I use, and it's like my everyday wake up thing, right? Like I literally put both my hands on my heart and I turn some music on. It could be binaural beats. It could be, I'm more than happy to share. Like I normally tend to run anxious or fearful. So I train my system proactively to feel safe. So one of the things that I have people is put your hands on your heart. When you do that, according to studies, you increase your electromagnetic waves and you increase the production of oxytocin in your body, which is the love hormone. And it helps you build safety. It helps you build trust. It helps you build connection with yourself. So you're breathing in, topping it up at the top, and then exhaling through your heart. Just releasing all that energy you came here with and just letting go. With each breath in, breathing in safety and love, noticing any part of your body that might be tensed or densed. Just bringing your awareness to that place and breathing into that space. And exhaling, long exhaling from that space. Breathing in safety and love. And noticing this beautiful ball of energy in your heart space. It could be any color you wanted. Some people can't see colors, so just notice this feeling of warmth. Think of a memory of a loved one or anyone where you think of them and you feel so much love in your heart. Breathing into that space and just expanding your heart. Our brain and our body can't tell if it's happening right now or if it happened then or if it's about to happen. It just thinks it's happening in this moment. So I want you to think of that and keep breathing into that space. The more you breathe in, the more you expand. The more you breathe in, it feels safe. It feels loving. It feels kind and warm. Just keep breathing into that space. releasing anything and everything that is not yours to hold on to. Almost expanding your awareness like you are this big wide ocean. And breathing into your heart space. With each breath, letting go of any thoughts, letting go of any emotions, letting go of any sensation, just landing in this present moment. And notice this warmth. Keep breathing in safety and love. Breathe in. It is safe to feel. It is safe to be in this moment. Gently coming back to your body, noticing the support of the chair. Wiggling your toes. And just anchoring this feeling in. This harmony, this presence. This moment. And know that you have the power within you to come back to the state anytime you want. Love, peace, bliss, and harmony are our natural states. Chaos, overwhelm, all of that gets to be released. We have the power within us to switch our emotional state anytime and as many times we want to during the day. And then gently opening your eyes whenever you're ready, thanking yourself for being here, recentering, realigning.
Very, very relaxing.
Right? It's just we forget in the hustle of life to just come back to our center, to come back to us, to come back. To me, doing these practices, I almost tell my clients, literally do this 2 to 3 hours, because then you're retraining your nervous system, you're retraining your mind, you're retraining your body to feel that safety and love, and come back to your center as many times as you can, because from that place we flow. From that place is ease. From that place is not easy, but ease, grace, and that is huge for someone who has been used to being always wiring and firing. It's like, wow, this is so nice.
Yes, and I see this useful not only for, say, a solopreneur or someone who's going through something that's a hard space challenge, but anyone, really.
100%. We literally take 24,000 breaths in a day. And it's like, if we only took every breath so consciously, imagine the life that we could craft for us. Every breath is, I am peaceful, or I am ease, I am powerful, I am safe, whatever you want it to be. And every exhale is, whatever I don't need, I let go, I surrender.
And I like the fact they use the word craft.
Right? Because we get to craft our life. We get to absolutely craft the life that we desire to live in and have fun living it.
Well, Gunjani, I really appreciated the conversation, the tips, the meditation with breath work. All of it is useful for the spiritual practice for those who are trying to craft their life for harmony.
Thank you. Yeah, it has been truly a pleasure. It's an honor to be here. Thank you for inviting me. I hope this was helpful to your community. And yeah, thank you.
I look forward to having you back.
Absolutely. I will be.
Season.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, have a great day.
You too.
Thanks for tuning in, sweet soul. If you've enjoyed this episode, I would be so grateful for your kind review on Apple Podcast. Simply click on the link in the show notes to leave your lovely feedback and uplift our spirits. Your support means the world to me and helps our show thrive. So please show me your love and continue to practice Omni Mindfulness.